Welcome back to Aquarius Truly. Oh my goodness, I have not made an episode in I think honestly half a year. Not good. Not good at all. And I think the thing that sucks about it is like I was telling you guys, hey, I want to be more consistent with my content, more consistent, just like with YouTube in general. I feel like YouTube for me and a lot of other content creators have this experience. YouTube is very, very difficult for me to keep up with. Like, I feel like with YouTube, you have to like put so much time and commitment, and not to say that like with short form content, that the same level of work is not required of you. But I think it's just like with short form content, obviously you're having less footage to edit. You're able to just like, make a short or like film some sort of TikTok or something like that. But with YouTube, it's literally like you have to sit down, you have to record unless you're like vlogging. But even then, it's like once you vlog, you have hours of footage to look through and to edit. And it is a lot to have to balance that on top of an everyday job, because I currently work as a teacher. So it's like having to balance all of these things together. It is a little overwhelming, which is why I like stopped. And like, I also just want to catch y'all up on like what has been going on. But if you're new here, hello. I am Lisette Serrano. I have been on YouTube for quite a minute, but I'm sort of just like one of those people that like I go back and forth. I'm like, I come back and then I'm gone, and then I come back and then I come on and then I leave, and I don't know, it's just like a whole thing. But if you're watching from YouTube, I'm posting this on both my channels, both the Aquarius Truly channel, and also I want to post this on my personal channel as well, just to make sure that I'm like putting my content out there and just really putting my best foot forward and being as consistent as possible. You also might be listening to this on Spotify or on Apple Music, so you will not be able to see my beautiful face, but you will hear this extremely crisp audio. I love podcasting. I love it. If you guys also like this format for my regular YouTube videos, since like I said, I want to like continue posting story times and like in addition to my music and like all that stuff, if you guys like this format, I can absolutely make it so that my YouTube videos also look like this, just because like, I don't know, the audio is very crisp and I love it. But up to y'all, whatever y'all want to do, I am fine with. But let's catch up, baddies. Let's catch up. It's been a whirlwind these last 3 weeks, and like I was in a relationship and I was out of my mind in love. And I know you guys are like, you say this all the time with every single person that you're with. But this time, like, it was giving like, this is my husband. I'm going to marry this man. He cheated. So it's like, I guess not. But I want to like make a separate story time delving into the whole situation, because it was like worse than cheating. It was like, and the cheating itself like wasn't even the worst part, because the cheating itself was like this girl like kissed him while he was like drunk at a party, but like he was also like engaging with her and then followed her on Instagram. It was like a whole thing, y'all. And this was a coworker, mind you. So like, I will make it a whole separate story time, but he actually lied about it. Never told me. I found out through another person. So he had no plans of telling me. He just like broke up with me 2 to 3 weeks ago. I think 2-3 weeks ago. I'm not sure. It was like some timeline like that. He broke up with me, and he had been distant for a month and sort of was just saying, oh, I feel very distant because like I am just like feeling very lonely, and like he suffers from depression. So I was like, okay, it's probably just like he's having a depressive episode or something. No, baby, you were literally distant because you were guilty because you cheated. So like I said, it'll be a whole separate video on all that. But in addition to that happening, I found out on September 25th that I would be moving out of my apartment. And y'all know I can't stand my roommate. I have to do like a story time on her separately, but now I live alone. So I'm really excited to just be living alone because I feel like I'm going to be able to put more content out there and like just really learn a lot about myself. If you don't know, I know a lot of people in my personal life know this about me. Like I've struggled with roommates a lot just because like I always get put to live with like dirty people, like to say the least, just people that don't clean and also people that just like disregard my emotions a lot and just sort of are like my emotions and my feelings are an afterthought. And then obviously because of the way that I talk and the way I communicate, people will think that like I'm being aggressive or I'm being mad and things like that. So like it's just never really worked out. And I've always wanted the experience of living alone just because like I really do enjoy my alone time. I enjoy solitude. Like I've said this so many times that I think I thrive better when I'm single. But now that I'm getting older, I think like it's like, okay, a part of that. I think it's just like I have been dating the wrong people and people who are not prepared to be with someone like me and who are not deserving, and not even in like a hair flip kind of way. It's just like I have dated, I think all of my boyfriends have been very insecure, and I think insecurity is a very normal human thing, obviously. Like that's a fact. It's not even, I made it sound like an opinion, but insecurity, we all have our insecurities. However, when that starts to manifest with another person and you start projecting and start wanting your partner to be a lot more humble, wanting your partner to be like not self-centered, whatever self-centered, because I think men just have a very specific idea of what self-centered means. It's like any woman that is confident is deemed to be self-centered, deemed to be a narcissist. And it's just like, are we narcissists or are y'all just insecure? Like, I think that that's like the biggest question with all of this. So a lot of the people that I've dated have had all of these insecurities and have tried to bring me down. I don't like when you wear this type of outfit. I think that you need to recognize that, like, you know, you're beautiful, but like, you know, you have to be there like for other people and stuff. And I know some of you are probably hearing this and being like, you are there for other people. So that's really confusing. And like hearing that from a romantic partner, that was like one of the main things that my ex said to me. It's just like that I need to be humble and that I'm so full of myself. And that, yeah, he said that my ass is average, his average size, he said. And I'm Colombian, so it's just like, obviously that's a bunch of bullshit. But he said that, and he said like, oh, the way I talk about myself comes across as very cocky, and he really wants, you know, he really values humility. It was like his biggest thing. And I'm like, do you want someone who is humble, or do you want someone who hates themselves as much as you hate yourself so that you feel better? Like, you know what I mean? It's things like that. But yeah, I went on a whole tangent when I was literally going to talk about my roommate. But I was trying to get another roommate, and I really was vibing with the girl, and like we're going to get drinks because like we were vibing really well, even though we were unfortunately not living together. That roommate ended up getting denied and wasn't really given a reason why she got denied. And like, you know, housing wasn't really helpful with the whole situation. So it was September 25th. The lease was going to renew on the 1st. So I was like, I got to find another apartment. And I really started entertaining the idea of me living by myself in the middle of like this breakup happening as well, mind you. So I was just like, maybe I have to be by myself and be on my own and like, you know, understand that I have the people that support me, but maybe in terms of my living situation, since it clearly has not worked living with other people, perhaps it's time to like live on my own and really get to know myself better and understand myself in that way. So I applied to one apartment, and it's the apartment that I am currently in right now. And it was a 3-minute drive from my other apartment, so it wasn't even like a huge move. The people that moved my furniture, like they did a great job, and like I have my TV, I have my entertainment center, and everything is just, it really feels, it's such a beautiful apartment, and like it looks like something that I was trying to manifest when I first initially moved to LA, because I was like, I want to live on my own. But I saw that there was like an opportunity to live with someone that I went to college with. Obviously, it did not work out with this person, and I do want to like make that a separate story time as well. But I was like, I want to live alone, and now I'm getting the opportunity to do so, and I'm getting the opportunity to like do my work, and this time I'm more situated because I'm employed, and like I can focus on, you know, funding my artistic side and funding my content creation, and like just putting all of my work into myself and into my career, because I really can tell that the universe was trying to redirect me. And sure, the universe did it in a humbling way. Just like, you know, I didn't know if I was going to be living alone. I didn't know if I was even going to get approved for an apartment. I was very just like concerned about the whole thing. And I was like, what am I going to do? Am I going to have to like move back home to Jersey and like be with my parents for a while? And like my job's out here, my whole life is out here. I've made like great friends out here. I've built like many connections as well. And then like to have to toss that away and sort of just like start again and go back to the East Coast, knowing that I don't like living on the East Coast, specifically in the Northeast with all the clouds and like all these things. I'm like, I didn't want to have to go through that. And like everything that I went through and experienced the last 3 weeks, I know I went through it because God knows that. And this is just like a life lesson with God, the universe, whatever you believe in. The universe is not going to put you through things that you cannot handle. I say this all the time. Like, there is no way that you can't handle what you're going through right now. I promise you. Like, I promise you, everyone, like, you can get through it, girl. I promise. Because I think the biggest thing that I've noticed is that when all of these things were happening to me, like the breakup, and then like finding out I got cheated on, and then just like having to move and losing my apartment, I just kept, and also I was like changing schools at the time too. So I'm like, and now I'm losing my job, and now I'm losing this, and now I'm feeling like weird, like with my friends, and like just having all of these different weird feelings that I was having. I kept telling myself, I'm like, fuck, this sucks. Like, I'm like, this is so much loss to be experiencing all at once. But in hindsight, how I'm looking at it, it was not loss. It was redirection to build this beautiful life that I am living right now. I'm filming a podcast in my studio apartment in LA that has a pool, and girl, I got money in my bank account. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just like, I think I was looking at it and like, I'm losing everything. But it's like, no, it was a sacrifice to make space for what is meant for me, which was literally like the whole point of the eclipse. Because all of this happened like on the eclipse. Me and my boyfriend, my ex-boyfriend, he dumped me on the eclipse. And it was like that happened, and it just like was one thing after the other. It was hell on earth. We also like worked together at the time, so it was like having to see him every day and all of these things. It was a lot to happen at once, and for one person to take in the experience like truly did make me a stronger person. I feel like a stronger woman right now after just like going through everything. And like I think a lot of the times, because I want to just speak on like getting cheated on and also getting lied to in that way, because I know it's just like a very common thing for people to go through and experience. Just know in your heart, like I promise you, if someone cheats on you, it is literally their own insecurity, them, you know, because a lot of the times with cheating, it's like we think it's about us, and we think it's me. It's something I did. I could have done more. I could have done this. I didn't really have those thoughts when I found out I got cheated on, because I recognized this person is insecure. They are a coward because they couldn't even tell me themselves, and they don't recognize that their actions have consequences. And we're sort of just trying to, you know, flip the script a little bit. When they were telling me, they said, well, I didn't really think I was that special to you, or I didn't really like know that you felt about me in this way. And another thing is just like all of the things with humbling and all that type of stuff. All of these were very clear indicators that this person is not secure in themselves, and like there's also another side of this that I think that I'm like, what if this person was only with me because I liked them and my love is very valuable and it makes you feel very special and very important? What if this person was with me for that reason, but they didn't really like me as a person or like understand me? That says more about them because they are making the choice to be with someone that they know they do not like that much, or know that they don't like them as a person, or this is not the type of person that they would be friends with, that they would date, and they're dating you. That is self-sabotage, being with someone just for the sake of being with them. So that says more about that individual than it does about you. If you're going through a similar thing, like, I promise you, it has nothing to do with you as a person. I promise. These things feel very personal, and like in some ways they are, because they happen to us and like we're real people and we have real feelings and stuff like that. But honestly, it's just like there's so much more to why people act this way and how people feel about themselves. It's really hard for us to, like, as people, just to like talk about our emotions and our vulnerabilities and just like to cry and just like go through all of these things. It's hard to do that, but I think one thing that I'm really priding myself in is my ability to access my emotions. And I, for a while, thought that, I have anxious attachment and like all these things. And I think to an extent, I do have a bit of anxious attachment. I think it's gotten more secure over the years, because even in this situation, like with this person that was my partner, I did sometimes feel anxious, but it was only after the fact and like after this had happened to me. So in reality, I was right to feel a certain way, or to feel that something is going on, or like, why is this man not texting me back this night? Because that night he kissed another girl. I felt my intuition, and I felt that it's not your anxiety all the time. It sometimes is your intuition, and it's really important to build that so that you can really listen to yourself and you can tell yourself, I know something is wrong right now. I can feel it in my body. Something's not right here. And I felt it that night. And then I found out like 2 months later that I had every right to feel that way, because something did happen. And it was exactly what I thought it was. Like, you know what I mean? So I think the biggest thing for me is just like, I know that I am a secure person. I know that I love myself, and I'm very sure of who I am as a person. I'm sure of my talent. I am sure of my intelligence, my independence, everything about myself. Does that mean that doubt is going to occasionally creep into my life? Absolutely. That's a normal human experience. However, to assume that that doubt is going to control me and take over my life and make me into someone that I'm not, or make me second guess who I am as a person, like, absolutely not. I am very sure of myself and I know myself. And I think sometimes what the universe does is where we have these moments where it just feels like so much loss is happening at once. And you feel like you're losing so many things because you think you want something. Like, for instance, for me, I thought, I want this life. I want to, be this like very more reserved person, this person that's more grown up, whatever the fuck that means. I want to be this person that's more grown up, that has this job and like, comes home from work and like lives this beautiful life, like in like Southeast LA, and like has a family and with this person who loves me and like treats me right and does all of these amazing actions for me. I thought that I wanted that. And I really, maybe for a time I did. Maybe for that period of the relationship, I wanted that because I loved this person so much and I knew this is what they want, and like I can learn to love like what they want to. And I really was like, I was really entering that process of like subscribing to living this really quiet life. But God knew that, girl, that quiet life is not for you. That little like, I'm quiet, I'm more reserved, I'm this. It takes away my spark. It takes away who I am as a person. And like, that's just not the life that is meant for me. I know the life that's meant for me. I know it in my heart. I know what I want. And God knows what I want as well. So Sometimes you think you want something, but the universe will literally like shake you and change everything so that you know. Remember who you are. Remember what you want in life. Remember all of your dreams. Remember everything that you want to accomplish in this lifetime, and do not look back. Like, continue going in that way. Sometimes God brings us tests, and then we like to think like, oh, maybe this is a sign that like this is the type of life I want. And then the universe is like, no, 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 no. You know what you want. Be sure of yourself. Be sure of your dreams, and continue looking this way. I'm an Aquarius, obviously, Aquarius truly. So I'm a fixed sign. So it's like, a lot of the times when I'm introduced to like maybe new ways of life or new ways of living, sometimes I'll tell myself like, maybe I've just been too stubborn, and maybe I've just been like too attached to like one way of living life. But I'm just ambitious, and like there's things that I want in life and things that I want to accomplish for myself. And I don't really think that there's a crime in that when I'm as sure of myself, when I am, as sure of myself as I know. Like, you know what I mean? I think like I'm not the type of person to dress a certain way or have someone dictate like how I'm acting or dictate how I'm reacting to certain things. A lot of the times with my ex, he would like think, I don't know why you're getting upset about this. I'm scared that you're going to crash out in some way. It's very normal for like a 24-year-old to have some type of crash out. He was 32, mind you. So it's very normal for, someone your age to have this type of crash out or something like that. And it's like, I don't know, y'all. If someone cheats on you and someone is unfaithful and someone lies to you about it, I think you have every right to react. And I think like, I kept my cool when I was told and he was explaining everything from that night. Like, I did keep my cool, but I recognized like I didn't have to keep my cool in any capacity because that was not the moment to. But I knew this person does not deserve my anger. Like, they just don't. You know what I mean? And I think that that's my biggest thing with this whole situation is just like knowing this person doesn't deserve this. Sorry, guys, I had to stop it because I didn't know if it was recording or not because my laptop just locked. But anyways, I think, yeah, with this person, there was just like so much of that, of just like taking away from who I am and me thinking, oh, like maybe this is what I meant to live, and like maybe I've accomplished everything that I need, and like now I have this amazing person and they're great and they're this and that. But it's like, I'm not done here. Like, I can't settle down at this point in my life with someone who is insecure, and so insecure to the point where they can't even take accountability for their actions. It's like the fact that I had to yank the truth out of this person, and they only told me because they knew that I knew and I had told them that I knew. That says a lot about this person's character, and like that's why I didn't crash out because I think I cried a little when he was telling me and like my voice broke, but I did not scream at him or anything because my whole mentality with this is just like, you don't deserve my anger. You don't deserve my energy. You need to love yourself before you end up with someone like me, or you're ready for someone like me. I think if he wants to go and be with someone who is willing to be there with him for the change, which like I wanted to be there for him, and a part of me was like, okay, this was a mistake. This was self-sabotage. Clearly this person like was in love, but then was self-sabotaging. And like, I don't think that the love was a lie or like anything like that. I genuinely, I don't know. I don't think that, and it's not what it feels like. And I really have been listening to my body. However, this person is someone that is insecure because this was the first opportunity that they had to fold in this way. And they did. And they did it so that they could get their ego rubbed by another person. And I was not considered throughout any of this. So knowing that, I was like, sure, people make mistakes, but I can't be with someone who has had this insecure problem for this amount of time. He's 32 years old, guys. I think that that's like the important thing to note about this is just like, not to say that your insecurities leave your body when you enter your 30s, but you're in your 30s and you're still putting so much emphasis on how other people are perceiving you. Are people attracted to you? Do people like you? And all of these things that you are completely neglecting the person that is there for you and that has supported you and that wants you to change and wants you to learn and grow with them. Like, there's no amount of excuses in the world to justify that behavior and justify the pain that I went through. And sure, I loved this person, but I don't love them anymore simply because what I missed and mourned about the relationship was a side of them that I did love and that I thought was great and I thought was amazing. And I even loved them at their worst and loved them through them, entering this depressive episode out of the guilt of cheating on me. I still loved them. However, this is someone who has a lot of insecurities, and in the same way that I want everyone to grow and be there for themselves, I just know that that journey with him discovering himself at the ripe age of 32, that journey, I'm not meant to be there for him. I know that's not the journey that's meant for me. And I think as time passes with finding out about this and just processing the breakup, having to reprocess it now that I have this new information, the biggest thing for me is just this person, I would hope that they grow, but I just know their growth and their revelation that they did something bad and that they take accountability is just not the closure that I need. And it won't really do anything for me because I already know that what they did was wrong. And I just, it sucks that it wasn't what I thought it was, but I know that everything that was released and taken from me needed to happen to make space for this beautiful life, this beautiful life that I'm living, and for everything that I'm about to manifest into this life. And just I can't be with someone who thinks my ass is average size. You know what I mean? I'm I can't be with someone who doesn't see me the way I see myself. Obviously, people are going to perceive you in different ways, but it's you see me how you see everyone else. And I'm supposed to be the person that you love. It's so many things that I'm this person is, it's very clear that this journey is not for me and I'm meant to live the life that I have right now. And I am just so excited to make so much more content for you guys and just to continue to create and be there for myself in this way. And I just really, for anyone out there who's struggling and who does self-sabotage, I do want to do an episode on self-sabotage because I do think it's something that's very important. Wondering, why do you date people that you don't like that much? Why do you cheat on someone that you think you love? All of those different things. I do think that deserves a whole episode. I want to talk about anxious attachment, avoidant attachment, all of those things. I think that they're really important and a lot of people can relate to them. But if I can leave you with one thing, it's this. If you are feeling like you are losing everything in your life and that everything is changing extremely rapidly, trust that the greater sacrifice that is made, the greater the tribulation that the universe is putting you through, that is just how much greater you're going to get in return, how much more you are about to receive. Equal energy, babe. That's just how the universe functions. you are going to receive the energy that you put out. In the same way that like karma is real and all of these things, if you are putting out good energy and you're sacrificing and you are taking that shit and you are literally like, I have my heart on my sleeve, I'm taking the sacrifice, I'm moving through it and I'm rolling with the punches, I'm taking the L and like I'm moving through it. If you sit in that and you really move through it, you will receive the rewards and the benefits of having gone through everything that you've gone through. It's happened to me with everything that I've gone through in life. I've received something either equal to what I gave away or significantly better than it. And sometimes you don't even know what that thing is, or that you don't even know that you have to let go of it. But just know the rewards that will enter, the beauty that will enter your life. Like, girl, I gave away all of those things. And now I'm living in a studio apartment. I'm having more time to film content for myself. I'm making more money. And I also look hot. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like all of those different things. And just trust that the right person is going to, you know, want you to change and like better yourself and everything. But the right person is not going to try to humble you. If you know who you are and you're with someone who has no idea who they are and feels very lost, they're going to project that onto you. And they're going to want you to be just like them, just as lost as they are, just as insecure as they are. But you're not like that. You're sure of yourself and you deserve to be with someone who is sure of you too and who is sure of themselves as well, so that you can grow better. Do not move back. Like, continue to move forward and continue to trust yourself. Trust your intuition always, and just like, you're that girl. If you know you're that girl, then you're that girl. You don't need anybody to clarify that shit for you. Not one person. Okay? So I love you guys very much. You guys can follow me on Instagram at Lisette Serrano. Also, my TikTok is at Lisette Serrano. And you can subscribe to the Aquarius Truly channel and this channel as well, Lisette Serrano. So yeah, this was literally such a fun episode and I loved every part of it. And I can't wait to continue to make content for the girlies and the gays and the days. But bye.